Alright, y'all, what's up? So, welcome back. So, I was gonna vlog, I was vlogging earlier today, so we'll save that for another vlog. I was like, you know what? While I'm vlogging, I'm always thinking about the fact that I've never officially told y'all I quit my job. So, I figured I was like, you know what? In case you didn't know, or you
Some
know.
of them probably figured out.
Yeah, I know there's plenty of people, if y'all watch regularly, y'all like, how is he always at home?
And if you're gonna be watching during Vlogmas, you could,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, vlogmas, I'm vlogging
figure it out.
every day.
Unless you're on vacation like some of your friends from work.
Yeah, there are some people that they work they take off from Thanksgiving to New Year. I'll be using up all my time though when I was working.
Yeah.
I like summer vacations, spring breaks and stuff.
Yeah, but we decided to make that call back in April, so after we closed on the house.
Yeah, well that's when we did it. So we probably said
Yeah.
so we finally figured out it was time for me to stay home. We were in the middle of our home buying, you already building a house. And you know, when you finance a house, you don't want to be making any big changes like to your credit, to your employment, none of that.
Yeah.
So we stayed working until we closed on the house, and then I put in my notice. And yeah, never thought, you know, when we first started vlogging that we would get to the point of me staying. Sorry about that. All right, yeah, but it just got to the point where, I mean, we were busy at home, waiting on me to be at work, and even at work it was weird. I knew.
Waiting for you to be at work.
Yeah, like even at work, I'm just kind of like, it got to the point where I was just waiting to get off so I could go home and do what I really wanted to do. Because it's crazy. So if y'all don't know what I did, I went to school, got my degree in electrical engineering, which I was in school from a little bit before Aya was born.
Yes.
Until she turned 12. You know, because I was going on and off. Yeah.
And you only take like 2 classes at a time.
I would go part-time. I wanted to get some certificates and like an associate's degree on the way, so I took a few extra classes. Either way, so I was in school forever, got my degree in engineering because I knew I wanted to be an engineer. And I was a jet engine mechanic, and then once I got my degree, I became a quality engineer where I was working. And I liked it, it was a good job. I was like, okay, yeah, I could definitely do this, it was fun. And then it just got to a point where it's like, you know, our social media kept growing. And it was like, wow, pick one.
Yeah, work for yourself, be an entrepreneur in a sense for your own brand, or work a company and be on their schedule. And
yeah, I mean, we have the opportunity. The thing is, like, I think what really we thought about it is like, you know what? I got my degree. I could always get another job. There's plenty of jobs for engineers.
Plenty.
So I was like, I can always go back to work. And even Duana was like, you know, make sure it's something you want to do. Because I quit my engineering job, but before that, I also, you know, I was in the Air Force Reserves. When I finished school, I got back into reserves, but when my contract...
Kind of pretty much I didn't know you were getting in right away. I thought we were going to have some time.
Like, we had a plan. Finish school, get back in the reserves, because I got out the reserves to finish school, but Duana didn't realize...
I didn't realize you was going to do it like 6 months after.
Yeah, like after I finished school, I was going to get back in.
Yes, I wasn't ready.
It was good that I did, though, because I finished my old contract. So it's not like I got out, my contract was up. I was like, when I re-enlisted, got in school, I had time left on my contract that I finished, and I was like, you know what, I'm just not going to renew because I can go back later if I really need, you know, if I want to for something, you know, if I just feel like I need to retire out the military, then I would get back in. But I think right now, I'm good. I feel like I've served, you know, I enjoyed it, and it was time for me to try something else for the time being. So got out that was in March. And then, like a month or two later, that's when I'm quitting.
Yeah. And some people, you know, I think whenever he quit his job, they didn't understand, you know, pretty much we were like, so you quit your engineering job to do your tickety-tockety thing, or your Instagram thing, or your YouTube thing, but unless you're in the business that we're in, you won't understand. And
yeah, well, I pretty much like once you're an entrepreneur, once you make it to a certain point, you realize like, okay, you know, there's jobs that you go to, and then like when you have your own business, it's something else. And the nice thing is like we set up, like we were already planning, like okay, let's set up, you know, what's keeping me at a job? Like, well, everyone needs insurance, everyone needs retirement, Like if I quit my job, I have to have retirement. I have to have insurance.
Mm-hmm.
So once we set those things up for ourselves, it's like. So once we set those things up for ourselves, I was like, really, there's nothing holding you, except if you just like working. You could try to do both, but I was like, if I took the time I was working and put it towards what we're doing, oh man, we could get, we can continue to grow. It frees Duana up.
And it's awesome because Curtis, when he was working, he would say, oh, if I was, at home having to just edit videos and, come up with content, I will still be like waking up early, I'll take the kids to school, I'll be doing my workouts, I'll be doing this, I'll have dinner ready, I'll be dit.
Oh yeah, all of that. So that's what I was like, man, if I quit, I have a chance to do all of that.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way,
how has it gone? How's it been?
Yeah, so since quitting my job, I've got to live my life, working out, taking the kids to school, editing some content. Bro, I'll be waking up extra early. I wake up just in time to take
You have been recently that he's been waking up doing his yoga in the morning. Yeah. I'm trying to get back on the bandwagon of doing that, but I just love my sleep.
Yeah, I thought I would keep waking up at like 5, but the thing is, like, I ain't been going to sleep till later. Yeah, now trying to, as far as staying, I don't know how Duana used to do it all. Mm-hmm. So since quitting my job, the plan was always, and you may have noticed, you've seen me more vlogging on the YouTube, on YouTube. Well, Duana, she mainly does Instagram and TikTok. That's the main focus for her, to get content for that. And I said, I'll do the YouTube stuff, and I like editing and talking on camera anyway, so that way we're not having to do both at the same time.
Yeah, and I think we have a good balance. Like, a lot of people, when they hear, we don't go out just being like, we're social media influencers, or, I used to even like the word influencer, but that's what it's called. And I didn't tell people. Like, I still don't tell people. Unless you realize that we have a channel, I don't tell people, because it's like sometimes people just look at you like, okay, all you do is record and do videos, and that's all you want to talk about. No, we're regular people. We just, literally on videos, we're living our life. We're not doing anything extra for, like pranks and stuff like that to get attention. So when people see us, they're like, oh, so you vlog every day? You're just always on the camera? No. We put out what we want to put out. We share what we want to put out when we want to put it out. And luckily, you guys are always there to support us and watch our stuff and all of that. But we're not just, other than Vlogmas, doing videos every single day.
Now, the good thing is, so since I quit, I knew I was going to be on this good schedule with editing and everything. But really, a lot of my day, we're still trying to figure out the balance.
We're still figuring out.
Like, coming into some of the meetings, like, I was like, what do I do? Am I taking over emails? I said, because I quit my job, and one thing I had to realize is I'm coming into really Duana's job. And I knew in the very beginning, I had that mindset, like, okay, I'm coming into her job. So I need to see, like, what do you need me to do? And if you don't need me to do it, I'm not gonna just jump in there and do it.
Yeah.
So slowly I've been getting along with that, but as far as like the editing, like a lot of times I'm doing stuff at home and I wasn't editing that much, so that's what Vlogmas has been good for, is like, it's really helping me to kind of like get on the daily schedule, like come home, edit, or figure out when I have time to edit. I thought I had the schedule made up when the kids started school. Man, that schedule didn't last a day.
Now it's good because the boys ride the bus now most of the days. Now we still have to take her, but it eats up time when you have to take kids to school. So I was letting him know, like, that's most of your day.
Yeah, and then if you have an errand or two.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, my schedule, it's been jacked up, but now I think it's getting a little bit better.
It's getting better for us, yeah, because we've been able to balance. Okay, if we have to shoot something for a brand, or if we have to do something, we've been able to say, okay, we'll make sure we do it this day, so we have this day and this day. So like this week, we had stuff to do Monday through Tuesday with kids being in sports, but today we have a free day, so we're going to shoot both things that we need to get done today. That way we have Thursday to edit and the rest of the days for the kids to do all their sports and their concerts and everything. So
yeah, I think I quit definitely at the right time.
Oh my God.
Because that's another thing. Not only, it's like, okay, like we're set up, it's like financially it kind of made sense, for the business to grow. Mm-hmm. But if you look at, like, if you've seen us over the summer, Like, if you
Right.
seen all the travel and stuff that came up, a lot of those, those were opportunities that
They
came.
probably seen it later because we ain't posted on time.
Oh yeah. We be behind now. I mean, now we're caught up.
Now
We're
we're
like
caught
live.
We got 2 videos to still put out. We need to put those out this week.
Mm-hmm.
My uncle's birthday and then
Oh yeah.
it was one more. My uncle's birthday and something else, but okay.
Oh yeah. We had Emmanuel's birthday.
Oh, and my nephew's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but go ahead. You were saying.
Yeah, but during the summer, you seen like we were doing like a lot of traveling, and I wouldn't have had the opportunity. Like in the beginning of the year, I literally used up like
It was gone.
all my time for travel and stuff before I quit. It was like by March, I was out of time. It was like March or April, beginning of April, I was literally no more time left, and we still would have been having to use stuff over the summer. They would have let me go. So either way, I was gonna have to go. It was either like, okay, don't take the trips and don't hang out with your family, or stay, and you can stay at work if you want to, or let it go.
So it's kind of like we looked at it like for the first few years, or what? I'm not gonna say the first few years, for like, I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's like pretty much Curtis has been like, I've been there to support him with working and going to school and doing him being in the military, everything that he wanted to do. And it was almost like a transition where it was now he was going to like be there to support me in my business and what I had envisioned for our family. So that was now time for him to make like a sacrifice almost.
Yeah, and that's what Duana, she was really like, are you sure? It's like,
yeah.
She's like the military. She's like, that's your thing.
He wanted to retire out of the military.
Yeah, she's like, you wanted to retire. She's like, I don't want to mess that up. I said, look, I don't have that urge where I like to feel accomplished. I need to retire. I was like, that's not, I wanted to do it, and when it made sense, I did it. But it got to the point where it didn't make sense no more.
Yeah.
And then even work, that's kind of scary when you quit your job. Imagine like you're used to. At work, regardless of what your job's business is doing, you don't know the business side of them. You don't know about contracts coming in and, renewals and stuff. You just know you're getting paid once a month or once every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Well, now we're relying just on us and, earning business through social media.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, we're doing good right now. And like on paper, like this makes a lot of sense. But when you put in that notice and ain't no takebacks, it's like, they don't even add up, but you're like, I don't know. So Duana was like, are you sure? I was like, yeah. And even like, it was weird because I knew I wanted to quit, but even giving my notice, it was like, this is weird. I'm gonna quit my job.
I think
today.
we both were like, it was weird, but like a lot of people say, if you're not uncomfortable and you're just, you're just comfortable and you're not uncomfortable, even though you have something that can make you uncomfortable, but that is better for you, but you just want to stay comfortable, then, we could have easily just said, oh, you just stay at your job and then we'll still be doing what we're doing, but that wasn't healthy. Like that time when my business started taking off and you were working and we're just focusing on those two things, it wasn't healthy.
Nah,
so we talked about that in previous video a while back.
Yeah, that time, boy, it was, crazy. Duana, she was up to like 3 in the morning because she was having to do everything.
We weren't doing family things that much, was that, not last year, but the year before that. It was
yeah, even trying to like family game night or whatever, it was like, when you're not doing nothing, we was like watching something on TV and sleep, or editing, like we had some time like make sure the kids did all their sports and stuff, but that extra time, like now we can be like, okay, this is what we're gonna do today. Yeah. We're gonna do just family stuff. We ain't gotta rush, we ain't gotta worry about, oh, I'm gonna be gone half the day while everybody's at home.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's been nice. It's definitely been nice. I'm still figuring out my schedule.
We both are.
Yeah. Oh, the crazy thing too is, now I'm also still figuring out my workout schedule. Like, y'all know I love to work out, but even with this now, I really think like Vlogmas is helping me a whole lot with figuring out, okay, I thought I was gonna have to work out in the morning before I got the kids up, but now I realize like, okay, I can work out at night, I can work out during the day if I got some time. So I need to just work out when I need to work out. When we have business, I already plan, okay, this business has to get done. And then even editing, like Vlogmas showed me like, okay, you can edit at night. It take you 2 hours, finish it up in the morning, and you can be done.
Yeah, and I mean, maybe one day we'll get to the point. I think we talked about this in the previous video of where we have an editor, but I just like it's like this is my content. This is my family. I don't know if I just want to give that to people to be responsible for. I mean, I've been doing it for the last 7 years, so it's like.
Yeah, I think I was like, all right. When I came into it, I was like, all right. We already knew I'm doing YouTube, should do Instagram and TikTok. I think future plans is maybe have an editor, but for the meantime, I said there's no point hiring somebody until we maximize our time for our business. So, we're still getting to that point, but in the future, I have plans. Like that's kind of my thing. Is like I'm always trying to figure out like how can we grow like a little bit more. Like what's the plan on growing? But now it's nice. We get to like actually stay home, and I can focus on that a little bit more. But yeah.
Yeah. So I know a lot of people are gonna say, okay, well, how do you guys make money? Like, how do you do it? So, like we said, we work with a lot of different brands. So you have people reach out to us via email and different things through our agency, and we'll promote things that we already love and things that we believe in, and we will share with you guys. And just from you guys watching our videos and liking our stuff and following us on Instagram and TikTok and just, being there to support helps us. And not that we're begging for help, but I'm just the things that you've just been doing.
Yeah, the fact that y'all like watching our content brings business in. So we want, we're gonna keep putting out good content. I mean, it's just content we love to make.
And that's how we've been able to bring you guys more content because he's home now. Because before, there would have been no way. I think I would always start Vlogmas and I would never complete it. I think we did 1 year.
Yeah, you did. You did like the first year. But see, that was before. We were able to do it before like brands started coming into the picture.
Yeah. See, yeah.
And before Instagram and TikTok, that's what happened. Was like before all that, we were able to do it. But this year, yeah, we're gonna continue with Vlogmas.
Yeah.
We'll continue to have more discussions.
Yeah. And as I said, we also get paid through like, ads from YouTube, from people watching the ads that pop up. And I think Instagram now has where on the reels you can get paid for reels and stuff. So that's a few ways you can make money. And I always tell people, if you're interested in getting into social media, do it. Like, do not feel like, oh, we already have this many families out here, or you already have people doing this. Everybody is doing the same thing, and you know what? Everybody is able to make money. Don't compare yourself to other people thinking you can't do it. You just got to do it and be consistent. It took us.
Yeah, this was
5-6 years.
Yeah, it was a labor of love.
5-6 years. Just because I tell you guys all the time, I love taking pictures. I love doing video. 5-6 years before we started making, even like I said, considering him staying home. 1 year was like, okay. Then the next year, it just kept growing and growing. And we'd be like, okay, maybe this year's going to stop, or maybe this month's going to stop. It has not stopped yet. So we're going to keep doing it until we can't do it anymore. So we're going to always try to find new, things to do. And if something was to ever happen, because I know a lot of people say, well, what if, social media ends tomorrow? So he can go and get a job again.
Yeah.
I mean.
At this point now, it's like, it's funny because now, staying home or not working where I was working, it's like, I would probably work somewhere else or do something, be more, maybe more entrepreneurial in the next place I go. Mm-hmm. But yeah, there's always something that you can do. But yeah, so if anyone else, for me, quitting my job, it was a process. So don't just go out there and like, hey, I'm gonna quit my job, do social media. Nah, it was like hitting me in the face. It was time to go. You'll get clear signs of when it's your time for us. Now I do know there's some people that like quit and focused on that and they grew. Definitely can happen. For me, it was more of a slow process, and it eventually just made it so clear. It's like, hey, you need to stay home. Now is your time.
Yeah, because we talked hard about it, we prayed about it, and like I said, it just made sense. Even though it didn't make sense, I think it was hard for like some people to like understand when you're quitting your job.
Yeah, as an engineer.
Like you hear engineer, you just like, you made it. Like that's where you were, doctor, engineer. But there's always something bigger. And to be honest, you took a pay cut when you became engineer. Yeah. In the beginning, so you might have did better.
Yeah. So where I was working, So initially, it was taking that job. It was a little bit of a pay cut, but with Duana doing social media,
it made up for it.
We're like, hey, that's fine. You'll take the pay cut initially, and then within a few years, you're making a lot more money, and you'll go from there. But
Yeah.
it was like less than a year after I took it. It's like, nah, never mind. All that changed. Like we had plans, like literally last year, we already planned out, hey, this is my engineering future. And then this year, it got to the point, it's like, nah, we're gonna change that.
Yeah, and it was like I said, but I will say, since you were doing the schooling, and just to get to the record straight, because I know somebody's gonna ask, I also got my degree in sociology. Like I did my schooling too, but I did mine at home, so I did most of mine's online. But so the girl got a degree because a lot of people would be like, oh yeah, he was there to support me through that as well. But the kids have been able to enjoy their father more instead of him going to work all day, then having to go to school up in Atlanta, driving 2 hours away. So they weren't really getting to see him as much for like the last three years. 3 years. You know what I mean? So now Daddy is here in the mornings to get them ready for school. Daddy is here to like make dinner and just there. He's there at all the practice, all the games, like.
Yeah, the kids are like,
it's
wow.
Crazy.
They're like, yeah, it's like, it's weird thinking about me ever being at work.
Yeah, like they can't see it. But the thing I will say, I've always felt like for our family, I just wanted us always to be together. From the first time we even dated, like we always loved just being together. And I always was like, man, I wish we could just do something where we were just together all the time. And now that it's here, it's crazy. Just like we manifested like being, owning 5 acres, being in our dream home, all of this stuff. And it's like,
yeah,
it's here.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
I guess we could probably talk about that, working together all day.
Oh yeah, that's for another video.
Yeah, so we'll talk about that, how that's been. Working with your wife.
Working with your husband. Oh, no.
Yeah, but just wanted to let y'all know, hey, I quit my job, so
yeah.
That is the video for today.
Yeah, so if you have questions, we're going to do a Q&A. I mean, questions about anything, not just Curtis quitting his job, questions about anything. I know people are going to have questions about like influencing and all that kind of stuff, so we will briefly like answer those, but we are thinking about doing something where we can go more in depth. So if you're serious about it, you can, start for yourself and provide all the insight that we have. But I feel like we just talk about it so much, and everybody doesn't do something with it, so it's to the point now. It's like, okay, for our time, because it takes time to explain this over and over and over. If you want to do it, we'll definitely give people the resources to start.
Yep, and that'll be, I would say, hopefully in the next month we'll have more details as far as like if you do have like influencer related questions or other questions, we'll give you a spot aside from here. Like here we're going to share some, but if you need more detail, we'll give you a place where you can actually get those questions answered. We can sit down and talk a lot more. Yeah,
we're going to talk more about that later on, but
maybe later during the month we'll share more.
But
yeah, guys,
that's it. So
I hope y'all enjoyed this little talk. Enjoyed today's video. Check out tomorrow's video because it's gonna keep coming. Vlogmas is rolling.
And I also want to know, like, what has been something that where you were comfortable and you knew you needed to take that extra leap that made you uncomfortable? What was that for you? Like, what was that for you? Like, put it in the comments. I want to know.
Yeah. Until tomorrow, y'all. Vlogmas out.
That be good.
Yeah.
Bro.